Hi, and welcome to the second mini webinar in our series on peer partners in a box. This session will cover peer life coach training. I'm Patrick Hendry with the National Office of MHA, and I'll be your host for the full series. So let's get started. As we talked about in the first in our series of mini webinars, we've developed a peer partners model to help people understand how the program progresses. The first step is peer life coach training, which is what we will do with this webinar. Second is recruitment of participants, then goal setting for each individual, skill building as a group activity, social outings, evaluation techniques, and looking at the results. So in the peer life coach training, there's a number of steps that we will be following. The first is to work on facilitator skills, then getting acquainted, functions of the program, setting boundaries, and practicing self-care. The required skill sets of our peer life coaches are essentially the same as a facilitator for any support group. The most important probably is effective listening. Communication skills are incredibly important also. Problem solving, conflict resolution, managing disruptive behaviors, handling crisis situations, and self-reflection are all essential skills to effectively run a peer partners support group. The first meeting of a peer partners support group is essentially a process of getting acquainted with each other. The strength of the peer relationship is enhanced through regular meetings and strategic self-disclosure. This includes the facilitator. This builds trust and credibility with the participants. Peer life coaches will help participants practice appropriate sharing. Sharing personal stories must be timely, focused, and selective to the participants and the group's comfort, situations, and needs. They then foster relationship building within the group through things like icebreakers or beginning with short stories about something that's happened in the past week that the group might enjoy, and through developing trust in a support group environment. So the facilitator functions for a peer partner support group are essentially the same as the functions for a facilitator in any type of peer support group. Some of the key functions of a peer life coach include maintaining a safe environment. People need to feel safe before they can self-disclose, before they can talk about their thoughts and their feelings. Also, we need to ensure a supportive environment. The group needs to support each other. That's the value of peer support. Bolstering affect exploration can be really essential. The facilitator may see that during someone talking about their previous week or some story that's a part of the group, and we see someone is nodding their head, or maybe they're frowning, maybe they're smiling, it can be useful for the facilitator to bring that up and ask the person why they're reacting in the way that they are. The very essential role is being a leader. Each group needs a leader. Otherwise, groups can easily break down into kind of chaos where everybody's trying to talk over each other or their side conversations or any of the things that happens in a big group. When you're first starting a peer partner support group, one thing that's essential to talk about is setting boundaries. The peer life coach kind of helps people to identify and maintain their personal boundaries with the group and between their partners. Relationship boundaries are established to promote trust and increase a feeling of safety, to demonstrate respect for each other, and then to develop a rapport or a working alliance so that peers can support each other and work together towards the goals that they've set within the group, and provide structure to the helping relationship. The boundaries that a peer life coach has to maintain are somewhat different from a professional facilitator. One of the essential elements of peer partners is that the life coach is also a person who is self-disclosing and using some of their personal experience to help people feel safe and secure to start talking about their own boundaries and issues. One of the roles of the peer facilitator or life coach is to manage the well-being of the group, and that includes the facilitator's well-being as well. We do this through self-care, and self-care includes things like emotion regulation. Good emotion regulation includes the ability to recognize that you're actually having an emotional response to what's happening in the group, to understand what that response is and what it means to you, to accept your responses rather than try to push them away or react to them with fear, and to access strategies that you figured out ahead of time that allow you to reduce the intensity of the emotion when needed. Also engage in goal-directed behavior when you are upset, and control impulsive behavior when you're upset also. Thank you for joining us in part 2 of our Peer Partners mini webinar series. And I hope you'll check out part 3 on recruiting members for a Peer Partners program. For additional information on the Peer Partners program, please contact Kat McIntosh at kmcintosh@org. Thank you.